Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick. This is You Don't Scare Me, a channel where we debunk ghost videos. And during the production of another video, I found one particular video that struck my fancy to the point where we're going to watch it right now in the old style, sort of, because I'm just squished up here in the side of the video. And this is just how I'm going to do it. I didn't want to take time to like set up a whole thing, so this is how it's going to work. There's the video. We're going to watch the video together, and because of the way that it's positioned on that monitor, it looks like I'm looking at it. The Most Terrible Demon is released, Dark Ghost Paranormal. It was in a Nuke's Top 5 compilation, and he misappropriated the author or the original poster of the video, so this is the actual video, and we're going to critique it because I have some thoughts. So let's watch it. Obviously, I don't speak Russian, so I don't know what they're saying. The Halloween wallpaper. Isn't that just so? We have a TV, a pram, the couch, and then the wardrobe. We're going to be seeing the whole purpose of doing this video the way that I'm doing it right now is simply just because of this wardrobe with the glass. The mirror on the front breaks. It seems that everything in here is dusty and dirty, and yet we have starkly white, clean fabric. It's staged. This is a staged set. Random crib in the corner. And there's the wardrobe. Now, in the video that I saw from the Nuke's Top 5, in the Nuke's Top 5 compilation, it looked like he was in a basement and he was stepping up onto a staircase in response. Let's quickly switch over to that. This is the Nuke's Top 5 video that I was looking at, and here's the clip of the wardrobe. Pretty interesting, right? Looks like special effects. Tim Morozov does a lot of special effects, and this guy is related to Tim Morozov in some way, so do with that information what you will. EMF detectors go off with magnets. If you see the way he's cupping his hand, you can see that he's holding it, right, with like his hand like this. So just his fingertips are touching the edge of the edge of it, and you see the way that his thumb is across the back, which means he's cupping his hands like this, right? But he's holding it like this. See the space behind? Now watch. So if I was to hold it the way that he's holding it, right? If I just move my hand closer to it, you'll see that we're getting a signal. Oops. Obviously, he's got a better method of holding a magnet, but when you want to manipulate an EMF detector, you just hold a magnet near it. Electromagnetic field detector. This is an electromagnetic field. It's incredibly easy to do. All you got, like literally all you have to do is just have any like refrigeration magnet or anything just behind the EMF detector, and you just bring it closer or push it farther away. So let's see if I can do this without fucking this up. Good enough. See that? See that right there? Watch his thumb. Watch his thumb. Shit. Okay, watch his thumb right here in the left. He moves his thumb like that. He's got something in his hand. He's got something in his hand. He's moving his thumb down. So he's got a magnet like in his nail or glued to the side of his finger. He moves his thumb in and the EMF detector goes off. Hmm? See his thumb? There it is. He's moving his thumb and his fingers around, and that's making the detector go off. He has a magnet attached to his thumb.
Hang
on a second. Did he show us the radios were paired to the same? So he's got one right here. What's our pairing? Like, he just simply presents us with the walkie-talkie, right? 150.325, 150.325. So yeah, 150.325. If we can get even a passing glimpse to see if the radios are tethered together properly. I am seeing that it looks like 150.325. I'm relatively certain that 150. Editing Nick here, yeah, I can see that it's 150.325. Now it's not a strong prescription, you know, but it's enough. It's enough. At least the first three digits are 150, so it's possible that they are tethered together. For now. Let's see what they're set to when he actually gets any information from it, because he does. I watched a little bit of this when I was trying to find the wardrobe breaking to make sure it was the same video. Every time the scene cuts, it could be a different day, you know what I mean? Like, you have no idea how much time passes between shots. Same. Does anybody actually believe that this guy is getting an echoey, like stereotypical echoey baby crying through the walkie-talkie? Do you have any idea how? I mean, obviously there's a vague possibility that if ghosts actually exist, they do legitimately sound like they're crying into the void, but there has to be a localized auditory source for there to be an echo, you know? Ducks, quacks, allegedly don't echo. But you can still hear a duck's quack. But for some reason, we can only hear the baby crying over the radio, and it's reverbing off something. Is that a photograph of a child right there on the floor? The other thing that you have to realize is that walkie-talkies require you to push the button to activate the walkie-talkie. And if one button is pressed, you cannot interact with it on the other walkie-talkie. You can't interrupt, you know, it cancels out the speaker so that you can speak. So if two people are speaking at the same time, neither of them are going to hear each other, what each other have to say. So if somebody's holding down the button somewhere and playing a speaker with the sounds that they're playing over that, or they have like an external microphone that's just an auxiliary cable that's plugged into a computer or something, and they're just playing, you know, baby crying reverb sounds off of a YouTube video on the cell phone, and then it's using that as the speaker. You understand? See that? Somebody let go of the button. And now we actually get to see 150325. So it's a three-way communication broadcasting range. So there's 3 different radios that are currently broadcasting on this exact channel. And the reason why I know that is because he's got the other radio with that signal pushing the button. He's not pushing the button is what I mean to say. So if he's not pushing the button, then somebody else is. That crackle you just heard is the radio disengaging, the button disengaging. Somebody is broadcasting to the walkie-talkie. The only people who wouldn't be able to understand this are people who have no experience with walkie-talkies. Why would a ghost need to activate the fucking button, the physical button on a walkie-talkie to be able to go through? If it had enough energy to project its voice through the walkie-talkie, don't you think that it just would? Doesn't impress me. And turn off your fucking background music. We're supposed to be listening for paranormal activity, the smallest little bumps and bangs, or the walkie-talkie playing ethereal ghost noises. Why the fuck do you have a BGM running? Up the atmosphere? This is a scientific investigation, not some sort of fucking theatrical production. If you add background music to your paranormal investigations, then you're basically leading us to understand that any sounds that we hear during the paranormal investigation is going to be part of the music. So if you don't want us to confuse the audio that we're supposed to be hearing as evidence and the background, you know what I'm trying to say here? Don't put background music. What is this electrical tape box that he has here? And is this going to generate some sort of electromagnetic field that's going to interrupt his EMF detector? It looks like some sort of car battery. Is that his spirit box? Is it a radio? It does seem to be some form of radio. I just don't know why he has like a electrolysis meter or like electrical sensor. See this gauge on the front? This gauge would be something that I would typically see on... Is it a radio dial? Some sort of jerry-rigged homemade? You can't see the subtitles, that sucks. So he's got it on just general white noise. So we're just going to go under the assumption that this is some sort of like radio that he's got that's all wrapped up in electrical tape for some reason. So he's got it on a single band rate. It's not sweeping the bands, which means that you can just employ one of those radio interceptor things, you know, AM transmitter, so that you can listen to your own music on a car that doesn't have an auxiliary port on it or something. Does my truck have an auxiliary port? I should check. I mean, if it has Bluetooth, why the hell would I need a... You know the ones I'm talking about, though. he's stepping away. The sound is getting louder. He's recorded this audio separately, unless that's a microphone here. He's recorded this sound separately and then layered it on top of the video. Remember what I was saying about the background music, calling every additional audio source into question? See, as he stepped away from the radio, you actually could hear, listen to the radio get quieter. You heard the radio get quieter, and yet for some reason this sounds like it's right beside the microphone the whole time. This is the part where the mirror explodes. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Circle.
Yes. He said mirror. He pointed at the mirror and said mirror. We couldn't have figured that out for ourselves, could we?
Ответь мне, кто ты?
Answer me, who are you? I wonder if this is a better view. Or this one? No? No. Oops.
Ответь мне, кто ты?
From that window over there, something was just shot at the glass. Go back to the mirror. Mirror moves here. Something is right here. There's a frame here where there is something visible for a fucking split second. Let's see if we can track it back. No, there's something here in this frame. The benefit of doing this with this kind of camera is that it's relatively low frame rate. We have low light conditions, so we don't really see where things went. I think it went down here. Small area here seems to move. Only for a split second. Look down here. Can you see that? Holy shit, that's way too fucking small. You can't see that. And I can't zoom in because I'm on YouTube right now. Okay, well, take my word for it. There seems to be a small collection of debris down here that moves, but only moves for that one single moment. I think something ricocheted off the glass and went down there. So the trajectory brought it in from here, hit the mirror about here, and then went down this way. Somebody has a slingshot or something, or a pellet gun. Yeah, somebody shot this with a pellet gun. Somebody who's from this window. Remember that window that had the, see where that shot, where that scene was, where he looked out the window? Look, this pane of glass here is broken and open, and that's perfectly in line with where they would need to aim to shoot at this. And we know that Tim Morozov has brought firearms to many of his hunts. And this is a two-man team. It's Tim Morozov and this guy. They shot the glass with a pellet gun. Now, there's the second shot. The second shot breaks the glass. Think about this, right? The camera is rolling at, let's say, like 60 frames per second, right? And a pellet gun can fire around 435 to 560 without a firearms license feet per second. The chances of catching a pellet on camera is very slim. This is not a real. This is my pellet. Hasn't been used in a while. It's a Crossman Nitro Venom Dusk, also affectionately known as the Rat Slayer. This thing can now. This is a fully legal pellet, no modifications whatsoever to ensure that it will slay a rat. This has not been modified in any way, shape, or form to be able to perform the task. It is a fully legal and unmodified. So they shot the glass with a pellet. This thing's fully legal to own. I don't know why I'm so like cagey about it. I bought it from a pawn shop for $100. No, I think I paid $75 for it. I have a few. They're really cool. And there's no backing to this, right? You see that there's an open void behind it inside the cupboard. It's a lot easier to shoot out the glass.
Ответь мне, кто ты?
You know which side actually opens, sir? Well, no mark on the outside. That increases the possibility that it was a pellet because the pellet would flatten. And that would just look like any little piece of debris on the ground. That's fun. Good reflex time. You notice how it starts moving and it takes him a couple seconds to even get like spooked by it. That's a good reflex time, almost like he wasn't actually expecting it. Because like a lot of people, they have like these reflexes in these videos that give them away, where it's like you moved your camera too fast, like you knew it was happening. Because you know, Formula 1 car drivers don't even have reflexes like what I see from some people. I'll try to cut some of the video out so that we're not running too long. We're at 46 minutes right now, so if you see, when you're trying to check for strings, you want to be checking things like up here. See this drop cloth that they've got over here? If any portion of the drop cloth moves, that means there's a string that's being fed up through it, because there's like barely any possibility that you won't interact with this cloth if you're pulling the string up. The only other likely scenario is that there's a possibility that somebody's back behind here with some sort of push rod or something to lift it up. Well, that's fucking convenient, don't you think? There's a blanket wrapped around the base of the goddamn... And it's just pushed in on either side. It's not even like fully attached to it. It's not like it's nailed to the bottom. This cloth here is to hide whoever's underneath. I think that blanket's just been placed on top. Look, there you can see the slats through here. There's no mattress here. This is just a blanket that's been placed on top of slats. Somebody's under there. Why'd you cut the video? It hadn't actually started pushing until now. See? It's in the same spot all through this entire portion of the shot. And then it starts moving. He looked at it before. He looked at it before it started moving. I don't see anywhere where you could put a string. Very clearly, there's enough weight behind the pram that you could just give it a good shove.
Что это, зеркало, что ли? Точно,
Okay.
за зеркало.
What the fuck is that? That's the tripod. There's a light source that shows this shadow and a light source that shows this shadow. It's the same size and it... Oh, maybe not. Okay, I'm sorry, but like out of the whole fucking video, this is the thing that makes you repeat it 3 times? This random shadow on the fucking wall? Not the literal explosion of glass from the cabinet? It's the shadow that you point out? It's the shadow? Oh, fucking hell, man. Tim Morozov can get out from behind the couch now. What is this supposed to be? The world's dog shittiest fucking thermal camera? How much did you pay for the... Oops. How much did you pay for the thermal camera? $5? All right. So, did I debunk any of that? I can't even remember. I don't remember watching it now. Did you like the video? Let me know down below. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check out one of these 2 videos over here. Check out our merch store at ydsmstore.ca. Check out our channel membership for access to our Discord. We're having a lot of fun in there, so you might want to check it out and join. Thanks for watching. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.